It's the Scotty Ray Report, reliable, fast, and true. Headlines, weather, local news, he brings it all to you. From the courthouse to the back roads, he don't miss a thing. Traffic storms, communities on top of everything. Bringing you the news you need at home or on your drive. Listen in, it's Scotty Ray time.
And welcome. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Odie joins us as we get the morning show underway.
Made it to Monday.
46 as we wait for a high of about 80. I had someone sent me on the wrong phone. I've got another phone that a Sunset was sending this morning. I sure hate that I didn't get it put up there. You know, the two phones that...
The three you got and the two that share phone numbers?
They're different phone numbers, but if you call one, it calls the other one. I don't understand that.
Somebody switch your SIM card.
I would love to go down and stand in line, but I don't have all day. Y'all know how that works when you go to have something done to your phone.
Okay, take a number.
Yeah, and I don't do well with that. I get antsy and I feel like something's going on I need to be at. I don't do well with that. Doctor's appointments, waiting in waiting rooms.
Yeah.
When's the last time you had to wait at a doctor's office?
You know, I don't wait long because I go to, Missy McElhaney there.
Oh.
And so...
In, out, quick.
In, out, quick. Yeah, that's right. So it's not long at all.
Yeah.
Bada bang, bada bang.
How does it work over in across the pond? Is it a long wait for a doctor? How do y'all do that?
It's a lottery, basically, where you live. Some parts of the country, in the big cities, it's like gold dust getting a GP appointment.
Yeah. Now I'll be honest. On the first time, and we want to welcome Brother Duncan in with us. Do you go by brother or pastor or?
Yeah, either is fine. A lot of people just call me Duncan.
But Duncan spoke a moment ago, and it wasn't registering what he said to me. And he was asking me about wearing a hat in the studio, and I didn't understand. My apologies there. So if you're having that translation, it'll catch up after a couple of minutes. You catch on with the accent of how it's doing. Well, welcome. What are you doing in town?
So I've come to visit Pastor Ben and Collinsville First Baptist Church. So I'm a pastor in the UK in a little town called Kidderminster near Birmingham, UK. And we've got a partnership with Collinsville First Baptist, and so we've come. They sent a brilliant team of people to come and help us. Last year was our first year as a church since we launched, and so they sent a brilliant team of 11 people over to come and help us with a whole load of community events we were doing. And they very kindly invited us to come and experience a bit of Mississippi culture, to meet the church family, and to they've got a particular week of special events happening this week as well.
So Brother Ben, of course, this is Brother Ben from Collinsville First Baptist, and
good morning.
And we have a pastor here, Pastor Duncan from England. How did y'all bump into one another to start this?
That's a great question. So the Mississippi Baptist Convention has a partnership actually with the United Kingdom, and so we send people over regularly trying to get partner churches and whatnot. And so in November of 24, my wife and I went over for a week, and we were there's a conference over there that Duncan's a part of as far as a group of network of churches, and we were praying God give us a partner, and that was the purpose of the trip, is to find a partner church, and God put us together. It's sort of through a network of friends that people knew, said, you two need to get together, and we did, and it's been great ever since.
When you visited, I'm sure you've been over there.
Yeah.
How differently are our two cultures? Do you see it?
Yeah, very different as far as the British folks are much more reserved. Of course, they've got a community of about the size in terms of land as like Collinsville, but they've got like 102,000 people in that little bitty place. So they're right on top of each other.
So their nerves
everywhere.
Are very...
That's right. Yeah. They got to have a few social walls up because they've got so many. They're so close together. But that was the biggest thing. Just a little more reserved, a little more timid, maybe a little less outgoing. But once you got talking to them and engaged them, very warm people.
So as I turn to you, Duncan, what are your first thoughts of meeting? Because we're different now. Anywhere else you're going to go in the U.S.
No, you don't say.
We're not like Georgia, and we're not quite like Washington D.C. What's your first impression so far of the South?
Yeah, it's very, very hospitable. People have been so kind to us while we've been over here. We've eaten some amazing food, and it's church family yesterday were so welcoming to us at Collinsville. I think as Ben said, everything's smaller in the UK, or maybe to put it another way, everything's bigger in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And I think we've I really
Then
can
go
tell.
talk about our women. Did you hear that?
Hey, we got them down to the Gulf Coast on Friday, though. Just get a little
that's
extra.
beautiful.
Yeah, got them down there, and we even got them on an airboat ride. So there's
now
two
there we
other Brits here with them. Another pastor from the church and his wife are here as well. And so 2026 is our 100th anniversary as a church, and so we're trying to find all
Has it
sorts of
been
ways.
that long?
It's been that long, yeah.
Wow.
And so we're trying to find ways to bless our community. And so one of the things we're doing there is just beginning with prayer. And so they're actually here this week, kind of just leading our church training, in a sense, how to pray for sharing Jesus with people and just blessing our community here in 2026. And so that's part of the reason they're here, to help us as a church. We want to get outside those walls.
Well, and you do that, and how did you, as you were talking about, you went down to help line up community events. How do they do things there? Do they do like us, fish fries on weekends to raise money for this and that and the other? What goes on in London? What did you see?
Yeah. What did I see? Well, I saw, Duncan is fairly progressive in the best sense of the word, right? He wants to do things. And so, man, we had a hoedown when we were over there. Literally had square dancing and line dancing and all this stuff. They even rented a bucking bull.
Really?
I mean, the people came out. It was kind of an American theme last year because the Vacation Bible School that we did with them was like a Wild West theme, and so it really lent itself well, and the British folks loved it, and they actually have, what do y'all call y'all's dances where you get together, like Leo, barn dance?
Yeah, barn dance, or kind of people from Scotland or Ireland will call it a ceilidh. So yeah, similar idea, but we thought rather than constantly explaining why there's 11 folks from Mississippi in our small town, thought we'd just lean into the Americanness of the whole week. And, yeah.
So when we started teaching them square dance, and a lot of them, we do this all the time. This isn't that different. So
yeah, I couldn't teach you square dancing. Matter of fact, I can't teach you any dancing at all.
Can you square dance?
Duncan, I have to ask, how old are you?
I'm 38.
So you may not know. Here's my extent of knowing about England. Are you being served? That's where I learned most of my language. Did you ever watch that?
Still comes on.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah.
Are you being served?
Yeah, it was.
No, I've never heard of
TV
it.
show.
Really?
It was on PBS. And it was a British sales store, and it was about the 6 people that sold the different suits in the ladies' department. And "Are you being served?" was what they said to customers.
Okay.
It was hilarious.
You need to go watch. It still comes on.
Well, that's
And then,
one.
of course, Benny Hill, was he from there?
Yeah.
That was based there. And then, what was Mr. Bean? Isn't he from there?
Yeah, all our big cultural exports. Yeah, that is my dad's favourite. Is Mr. Bean.
Oh,
So
he is.
are the cars that itty bitty so you can fit in the itty bitty streets, or just in my mind?
Pretty much. So yeah, a lot of people would pootle around town in a 1 litre little mini car, but a few people have trucks. But then you do stand out. If you have a Silverado or something like that, you would stand out.
Do people wear cowboy hats on a normal basis, or would I stick out?
No, I mean baseball hats a lot.
You
But
stick out here.
Yeah.
we had a lot of fancy. Well, it was for us for the hoedown. It felt like fancy dress for us, putting on check shirts, cowboy hats, Stetsons, all that.
But now the experience, you talk about cars. Of course, the wheel's on the wrong side of the road, and they
Yes.
drive on the wrong side of the street. And you have that moment as you're sitting in the passenger seat, which would be our driver's seat, where you go, "Oh no!" and you can't. You're trying to stop and steer. And they drive like their life depends on it, because I mean they're in and out. And,
It's like Houston, full
roundabouts everywhere. And you're just flying around. It feels like you're going 60 miles an hour around a roundabout. So it's interesting, a lot of fun.
So how do you feel about roundabouts? You like them or not?
That's it. I would. The one time I've driven in the USA about 20 years ago, I got completely thrown at a T-junction driving the other way and had a little scrape. So I'm used to roundabouts. It takes a little bit of getting used to when you're training, when you're learning.
Yeah.
But I'd struggle over here. I think I'd be very glad to be driven around.
I mean, right now I'm sure there's somebody in Jackson at the airport still lost. Can't get off of it. We're trying to get them out of it.
It makes traffic move so much faster, so much easier. Once you do it, for the first 2 years around here, you're going to have a record on standby right there.
I'm going on record of I'm not sold on it yet.
Yeah.
I'll say it that way. I'm not being ugly. I'm just saying I'm not sold just yet.
Well, did you while you've been here and you were able to go down to the coast and all that? Did you stick your foot in the Gulf of America?
Oh, I don't think I did actually. I think I did. My feet did hit the sand. Was that down in Biloxi?
Yep.
And we ate a lot of shrimp.
Yeah, we hit up Shaggy's.
Yeah.
Oh, Shaggy's, there you go.
So we got some great photos. Saw the lighthouse. Went to a gator farm just down the coast. But
He asked if he should bring his swimming trunks, and I said, I don't think you went in the Gulf today.
Not yet. But you will probably take some of that sand back with you because you can't get it off of you. It doesn't matter what you do, it's going home with you.
That's right.
Always.
That's
More
right.
coming up as we get this morning underway. A few of the things that happened over the weekend. A big bus. Sheriff's Department was out and had on body armor and all. And I thought I better put mine on too. So we'll tell you all about that next here at the Scotty Ray Report.
As vital as your eyes. You should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Hi folks, Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
When your windshield cracks, you need someone you can trust. At Advanced Auto Glass by Joey, experience matters. We handle everything from rock chips to full replacements, even power window repair, servicing all vehicle types. Let us keep you safe and back on the road. We are local, proud to serve you with honest, reliable service. Call us today at 601-286-3405. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey, certified, trusted, local.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. And if you noticed a commotion on 8th Street on Friday, like maybe the street blocked off, it was your local sheriff's department. They came to town. They had a warrant served, and what that was dealing with was, and let me give you a bird's eye view of where it was, and we'll drag this across and show you some video. Here sits AutoZone. This is at the business across the street looking back. This is where it actually took place. Now, the reason the sheriff's department showed up, well, there was some illegal drugs involved here. As you'll see this, and the street was blocked off for a little bit there. Now, I admit I was a tad late to the scene, but I had a reason to be. The guy that was involved in this that was after left the scene, and they stopped him down the road, so I had to stop there first to get pictures of that.
Oh.
And then I came down to where the rest of the action was going on. But from bystanders, it was telling me it was quite the show as the sheriff's department showed up, and all operations ceased at the moment. Now, let me go here and let's show you some video here. Here is the scene as we look on here. And I referred to this as a pool hall. That's what I was being told originally. But Odie, I think somebody told me a fib, because I don't think there's a pool hall in there whatsoever.
If I'm not mistaken, that building, I don't know, 3 years ago or so, something like that, wasn't that the building that got took down for gambling machines?
Oh, Odie, and it happened once again.
There?
Yep.
Oh.
Now, if you'll notice, there's no name on it. And I kept standing there trying to say, well, I'm at such and such, and there was nothing to say that I was at such and such. It's just a building across the street from AutoZone.
Drop a pin.
But inside, and again, the actual warrant was done over drugs. Once inside, as Odie just said, there was illegal gambling machines, which has that gaming commission to show up. Now, I ain't starting rumors, and I'm just saying I saw somebody walk in with a sledgehammer.
Well, so if I'm going to have illegal gambling machines, I'm going to make sure it's not in a building that's been known for gambling machines.
They didn't think that.
They didn't
it was
think that.
It was a nice open space, though.
Right. Well, look at here. This will work.
Which brings it. Do y'all remember the episode of The Dukes of Hazzard when Bo and Luke had the gaming machines? They stole them from Boss.
Yeah.
And they were giving the money to the local kids charity.
Yep.
The children's home.
Yep.
That was pretty good. Now, again, as I said, I was a little late. as we see here, this is, I believe, to be the person that they were after to begin with. He left as agents pulled in, was stopped right down the street near yet another auto parts store, O'Reilly, directly across from it. And as you'll see here, as cars pass by, he was transported downtown from that. Now, details were expected to come out a little bit later this week about what all went on, but I'm telling you, it is something to watch an operation as it begins of a well-planned. It's kind of like the exercise that went on in Iran. It's
well-oiled machine.
Yes, it is. And this is what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and it happens.
And man, I'm so thankful for guys like that.
Yeah.
I mean, these people that don't support our police and our folks like that, it makes no sense whatsoever.
I'm with you on that.
Because these men and women, they put their lives on the line for stuff like that. And man, they are well trained and they love what they do. They don't do it because they have to. They do it because they love their community and the people here.
They don't do it for the money. And
No.
They don't do it for fame or anything else. They do it because they truly believe it's the right thing.
That's right.
And and finally, once again, our training facility getting used for that.
Oh man,
because it does save lives. That's why that thing is there.
It's been great with the turnaround it's done in the last 6-8 months.
Previous
really,
4
really
years,
nice.
I hear they mowed the grass once.
A week.
Hubba, hubba, hubba. The truth sometimes hurts, and sometimes the truth has to be told. So, I done told it.
Greg's doing a
He
fantastic
is.
job down there. Greg Morgan, the director, and then John Hollingsworth is down there with him as a deputy, and both of them have really turned that place around in a short period of time. The city council's behind it, and a lot of training going on across the state, not just here local.
It does. I want to bring this up, and I want to remind you, as always, when you get out of your car to go in, and just because it's locked doesn't mean that it's safe, but just a reminder always, because even I get guilty. If you jump out and you run off and you go, oh, did I lock my car? Lock it there. We did have a situation where a car was burglarized over the weekend on North Hill Street. This would put it somewhere right in the 2600 block of that. Now, I don't 100% know what was taken from the vehicle, but it was not nice to have whatever it was taken. We haven't gotten the official police report on what was taken, but it did happen. We want you to be aware of that when you're in and about around town. Make sure to lock before you jump out, because you could come back to nothing.
Yeah.
Now, we also had a car shot this weekend. That happened. We had original reports, Odie, of what's that I hear in the distance, and then I got a call from somebody that was had just pulled in to eat near Waffle House on Highway 19 North. This would that puts it in the 700 block of Highway 19, and it was somewhere around 15 to 18 shots fired. Then the next thing you know, somebody calls and goes, hello, my car just got shot. Now, they weren't hurt, but it did happen. And now the car would be shot in this direction here, over in the 7100 block of Highway 80 West, which is, if you'll follow that, that would be at the intersection right down from
65th Avenue.
Yeah, to the left there. If you were coming up Highway 19 before you get to Waffle House and take a left, it would run you out to Highway 80 West. And that's where the original shots were
At
heard.
the MCC Workforce Development Center.
Where's that at?
And Lee's Donut. That's off of 19.
Yeah, that's 65th, yeah, right there. That would come down.
Poor McGruff is looking real mad.
He was mad on that one. But again, no one was hurt, but it still happened. And you deserve to know what goes on after the lights go out and around town.
Shooting in a vehicle, you're lucky that no one got hurt. That does not hold back a bullet.
No, it does not.
There's no, now you're, not every car out there is like a presidential limousine.
That's correct.
They will go through that. Lucky someone didn't get injured on that.
And speaking of it, we would have trouble with this twice yesterday. Now, I think officially it will only be written up once, but it did happen twice. We had reports of gunfire behind the courthouse. And as we go, let me show you when I say behind the courthouse. Courthouse sits, if the map was bigger, it would be right up here. This is St. Andrew, St. Charles, a 29th Avenue exit. As a matter of fact, let's just go over here and see if I can find it, Odie, there, and I'll just show you on a map of what we're talking about. is you pull up an actual map of Meridian. Let's see how good I am at this, of getting there quickly. There is Highway 11. We're going to go this way right here, Grand Avenue. Right here is the courthouse, this area. Here's the museum, Chick-fil-A.
Courthouse.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
This is how close through the bushes it is to where all this was going on.
There's our one roundabout in Meridian.
Right there.
I'll have to take him by.
It's real boring. But, and again, the street is blocked. Isn't it about right here? The bridge right along here is out that they're replacing.
Yeah.
So you have to come in from this side. But it was several shots. Now, nothing was hit, but we did have reports of that going on twice there yesterday. So I don't know what's happening in that neighborhood, but I'm saying this for you to be alert if you're in and around that area. Having it happen twice in a 24-hour period sometimes means more is coming. And if you will remember, just last week we had gunfire and a window busted out right here.
Yeah.
In the apartments that are right here. This is Mountain View Village right there. So we had gunfire here. We're having it here now. So, and again, you've got the police department sitting here. And it shows that if you will fire a weapon that close to a police station, you could really care less if the police are sitting there. It means they're going to do what they're going to do. But just be aware of those two things that have happened in our areas there. Now, from the Pentagon, special report in from the Pentagon. All right, we'll see if we can find out more about that.
Yeah.
Now, we do know that one other soldier was just pronounced deceased. That was one of the 5 that were injured. He has succumbed to his injuries. Our hearts go out for that 4 soldiers gone.
Yes.
Was that where they fired on the
Yes.
our compound or base or something?
And those 3 boys died, and those other 5 were injured in that. And then one of those now, because we had gotten word that one of them was very, very serious.
Sure, yeah.
And now we find that out. We've got more coming up. We're going to find out about what's going on in England. I got some more questions. That's on the way here at the Scotty Ray Report.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning to save the day. We can keep you comfortable with special savings for your home, like up to $3,000 off new HVAC systems or a tune-up for just $69. Keep the power on with a generator. Get $200 off installs and 0% financing for 60 months. We do it all at Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning and offer financing options for any repair or installation. Call for a free quote or visit us online at HeblonHeatingandCooling.com.
For over 40 years, you've been able to count on Watt Equipment in DeKalb, Mississippi. They've got your Massey Ferguson's brand new 23 up to 135 horse cab and air tractors. They've got all your hay equipment needs, all your bush hogs. If your tractor needs it, they got it. Also remember, they service all makes and models, whether it's green, orange, blue, red, or yellow. They can get your parts in, they can do your service on your equipment. Don't forget Watt Equipment, DeKalb, Mississippi.
I'll tell you, Terry's all over this. She was letting us know. You're absolutely right. 3 F-15s were shot down by friendly fire. The good news is everybody's okay.
Yeah.
What were y'all saying about somebody being picked up?
Well, I mean, once the parachute got them on the ground, somebody stopped in the car and said, well, get in, I'll take you down.
That was mighty nice.
Yeah.
Did what was the one that had Owen Wilson in it that had one of my favorite actors that passed away, Behind Enemy Lines? Did y'all ever watch that?
I never saw that. That's a good one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What's his name that just passed away at his home?
Yep, him and his wife.
What's his name? They died in their home.
He played Lex Luthor, the original Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'll think of his name in a minute, too.
Yeah.
Duh, I'm blank on it. But what an incredible movie. And that happened in that he was shot down and somebody gave him a ride into town. As we go back to our pastor who is in with us, Brother Duncan, I'm going to call you brother for a little while now. I've reported on this several times about what's going on across. Are we seeing that Christians in your country, in that area, it's getting pretty tough there to where you can't celebrate Christmas, to where these crowds are overtaken and not wanting Christmas decorations or anything shown. Are you seeing that in your hometown?
There are, I mean, not necessarily specifically in our town, but there's certainly, excuse me, kind of news stories around the country where there are examples of, I guess, just reflecting how much Christian influence has declined in the country. So I was sharing at the church yesterday, probably yesterday only 2 or 3% of people in the UK would have been in a church.
What's that percentage?
2 or 3%.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's wild, isn't it?
What has happened? In America, falling for
43%.
We're below that.
Yeah.
Something has to be done.
Yeah.
Sure.
Gene Hackman. We've had a bunch of people come up and say Gene Hackman's
That's
who we're
him.
trying to think of. So
Thank y'all so much.
thank you, Maria, all the way to Bob, and Angie was on it. And of course,
Todd.
Sheriff Todd Kemp's gonna know that.
That was one of my boo-boos. I just couldn't get it out for nothing.
right.
He was an outstanding actor.
And when he died, I went and watched like 5 of his movies just to, remind myself of how great he was.
It was always something good. The Hoosiers, he was even in that.
Oh, yeah,
Remember that show?
absolutely.
What about immigration over there? Do y'all have a lot that you're dealing with illegal immigration?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a political hot potato, we would call it. It's a big, it will probably define our next election when that comes around in a few years. And it's, there are strong views on either side. We had a recent local election where that was the dominating issue in some ways, along with what's happening in the Middle East. I mean, where we are, we're in not such a big city. It's not a huge flashpoint in Kidderminster particularly necessarily, but certainly it's a big national debate. And there's both. I guess there's people pretty distinguish between immigration and illegal immigration. People who are coming across the channel on boats, and I think one of the things that British people have a very strong sense of fairness. We're known for our love of queuing. And so if people can kind of...
Which means standing in line.
Did you see that look on my face?
I've got my translator right here. So I think one of the things if people come into the country and they're straight onto welfare, that for some people who've got a very strong kind of paradigm of fairness and, you wait in line for your turn, that's one of the reasons I think it's stirring so much.
The immigration falls back on Christianity because we have so many people coming from countries that don't believe in Jesus Christ, bringing their ways to countries that did and have influenced what's going on. Do you see Christianity fading and going away there?
Well, in a strange sense, actually, a lot of churches in the UK have been kind of blessed and given a new lease of life by Christians migrating from kind of predominantly Christian countries in Africa. So in our church we've welcomed people in from Zimbabwe, from Nigeria, actually two families from Iran who've fled there, and it's very hard to be a Christian in Iran, but so actually, I mean, there are people that have come over from Muslim countries as well, but a lot of UK churches, particularly in London, that's where the church is growing fastest because there's Christians coming from all over the world.
And I think a lot of people have missed the point on what's going on with this war that we've got going that has just started. It was thousands of Christians that were slaughtered.
Tens of thousands.
And you had President Trump going, if you harm one more Christian, we're going to take action on this. And I've never heard that come from a White House before. Like him or not, I think he does stand up for the Christian values in the world. And I commend him for that. Not many that would have done that.
And one of the things that's interesting about their story is Grace Church. They're about 14 months old. They're actually the combination of 3 different churches coming together and sort of relaunching, and combining resources, combining people, and it's given a very strong, at this point, you're about 80 to 100 folks on a Sunday, which is a large church in the UK.
Now, would you call it, like here when that happens, it's called non-denominational? Is that what it is? Or are you Methodist? Are you Baptist? Or
do y'all
even know what a Baptist is over there?
I do. Our church, we would be Baptistic. We would... I guess we are non-denominational, but we are part of a national network of about 650 churches. We would kind of sit under the kind of labels like a free evangelical church, so we're we're our own charity, but we've got these partnerships with these other 650 churches around the country who've got the kind of shared theological beliefs, which I think probably the Mississippi Southern Baptist Convention identified our network as the closest equivalent to them in the UK.
Now, do y'all do the I'm going to sprinkle you, or let me hold you down under a little bit longer? Ooh, if you need some more. Which way do y'all do it over there?
We've got a lovely baptistry kind of under the floor in our church.
Yeah, it's it's under the platform where they stand for the praise and worship.
Opens up.
It opens up, man, and you go down into it. It's really an interesting design.
So you can stand on the floor and it opened up and you just fall.
That's right. It's like a trap door. That's right. That's the trick to get your baptism numbers up.
That's right. Just stand here for a minute.
Goes back to It's a Wonderful Life. Remember they were dancing there at the high school and they all fell in.
That's right.
So because Christianity in many ways is so small at the moment, one of the things we've invited some local schools to bring their kids along. That's one of the things we would show them is the baptistry, because some of them, if they've hardly been in a church building, will never have seen something like it, and gives us a chance to explain, not just the act of baptism, but what it symbolises and signifies as well.
So you brought up schools.
Yeah.
So is prayer allowed in schools over there, or
at 2%? What are you thinking?
Are you held back from even praying in schools?
It varies. So a lot of local. So when I was at school, say 30 years ago, at what do you call it? Primary school, infant school,
elementary school. We would call it here. Yeah.
We would sing some Christian hymns, or someone probably would read a parable or a story from the Bible. That wouldn't really happen nowadays, but people like myself, other local church pastors, will be invited in occasionally, and when we're in there, we're free to tell Bible stories and pray, but that's probably all they're getting, maybe once a month, something like that.
Yeah, one of the things Duncan's talked about is that some of the things we take for granted is that folks have a basic idea of the Bible. So when you go to share Jesus with them, they've got a few categories, like they know who Moses was, things like that. But over there, it's like a blank slate. It's such a post-Christian nation at this point that they've kind of lost that cultural aspect of it. And we oftentimes kind of throw down on cultural Christianity, but we don't realize kind of the goodness of that in a sense. Like, it actually makes our society better and helps us to evangelize, because there's at least a base knowledge.
They've heard something.
They've heard something, and so it makes it easier to reach people here than it does there. They've got to start very basic and begin and go forward.
Yeah.
Ooh, you got a job cut out for you.
But I think one of the opportunities is that, say some teenagers today, they're almost rebelling against their parents who are atheist or agnostic by investigating faith, and I guess they've seen the emptiness of some of the things that their parents are living for, materialism, consumerism, and I would say it's been called by pastors in the UK the quiet revival, because there's lots of churches like ours have just seen people coming along, ones, twos, and threes, of looking for God. They've seen the emptiness of life without Him, and there's an openness. So we're praying that God will be on the move at this point.
Let me ask this, and I don't mean this ugly in any way. I don't want anybody to take what I'm going to ask wrong. Like, we have tele-evangelists here. Your Jimmy Swaggarts, and then, of course, we've had some great ones and some not. Is that popular there, or is that even allowed? Do people even see that? Is that what is kind of not reached a lot of homes because that's not there?
Yeah, we certainly have God TV, the God channel. I think which is
golf. You said
God
TV.
God. I thought you said
God
TV.
God
TV. But actually, a lot of the people, it's probably just a stream of whatever you guys have.
Right.
It's not. Yeah, there's probably not many kind of British specific channels of that, but there are. We've got some great kind of Christian men and women who are doing stuff online, kind of getting the gospel out there through social media, other kind of interactive media. So there's a lot of people with a heart to share the good news far and wide. But we also use some great resources from America, from Australia, from other places around the world.
And I haven't heard, for those of you who have followed me for years upon years ago when I was in radio, I had Kim, who was from Australia, who used to work with me, and she talked a lot like you. And it's just been so long since I've heard the language. It's that delay for my brain.
You a little bit, Doug, getting picked up there.
So if I've got that look, I'm just trying to digest.
Yeah.
what it is, but it is so neat to hear the different accents. And of course, I'm sure it was a shock. Now, as I listen to you, and it's a slowness. When you hear Southerners, is it plain, or do you have to, like I'm doing here, take a moment to understand it?
No, I think I've spent enough time around Ben and his wife Christine.
He's a country boy like us.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think I'm fully tuned in now.
It's funny though how the languages, you rub off on one another, as far as it goes. And so before the week's over, we hope they're saying y'all and all that good stuff. Send them back.
And it goes back to what your mama tells you, and by what you just said, who you hang around.
That's true.
Influences you, does it not?
Absolutely, it does.
So pick your friends wisely.
Well, so you're talking about God TV and all that. Obviously, we all know who YouTube is.
Yes.
All right, have you ever heard of GodTube?
No, I can't say I have.
Same thing as YouTube, but it's all Christian. A lot of Christian music, a lot of preaching, a lot of stuff like that, but it's GodTube.
And that exists.
Oh, yeah.
I have never heard that.
Yeah.
But now we got something going on in the house over there in Jackson. House Bill 1310, and it is the Open to Religion Act. It's got to be out of committee by tomorrow if it's going to go any farther. But this allows volunteer prayer, allows reading the Bible or other religious text, allows individual or group participation. 100% voluntary, requires written parental consent, no forced exposure within an earshot, and not during instructional time for schools. And it aligns with Supreme Court's 2022 Kennedy versus Birmingham decision. So possibly a little bit more Christianity coming back to our schools.
Sure.
When I was in school, we started the day off with the Pledge of Allegiance and the Lord's Prayer.
Right.
And then it was all of a sudden.
Yeah, and that's one of the things for us. I've been in Mississippi now for 4 years, and coming from Kentucky, not that far north, but
there's differences there.
There's difference.
Yeah.
I mean, when I called down here, people were saying, hey, have a blessed day, God bless you, things like that you don't normally hear. And then at the football games and baseball games, praying in Jesus' name before the game starts, things like that. So there's a much more openness down here to the faith. You think like FCA, what a tremendous job
Yes.
the FCA groups are doing around here, and so there's great Christian influence. But yeah, this is the first I've heard about this bill. I'm going to have to look more into it.
Yeah, it's now being pushed out. Mississippi Advocacy Group, they kind of keep up with a lot of that stuff, push it out so everybody knows about it.
And I don't mean this ugly, but I saw Shirley, God bless her, she's up this morning. We hope she's got makeup on before she heads out. But it made me think of my time that I was in Ohio. I mean, there's issues in the U.S. of A. that we need to fix here. And I say Ohio because I don't think they know any better. I spent there, and they will use the Lord's name in vain, like it's saying y'all.
Yeah.
They don't get that you ain't supposed to do that. That's like here, you get hit by lightning.
Yeah.
It's just y'all. We need to do something.
All right.
Save an Ohioan. Teach them better. It's a new program.
Well, I've done my part. That's where my wife's from.
Really?
And so I brought her south.
You got her out of there.
Just in the nick of time.
Did you ever? Have you ever been around up there much?
Oh,
in a restaurant and heard
ton
that?
of folks, sure. Yeah.
But I was literally in a shock. You'd go to a restaurant to sit down and eat, and it's just common next to you, and you'd go, hey, don't say that. And then they all 50 of them get mad at
what do you mean?
Try to come after you. And not say me and Cornbread didn't have to fend them off with a chair. But
Take your hat off in here, boy.
It's different. Just way different. And I don't know how God tends to people later that don't know any better, that are sinning. There's certain things that I just truly don't know when judgment comes, and when you don't know any better for what you've done. What was the forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do?
That's right. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, right. So the more knowledge a place or a person has, the more accountable they are to God. Now, all are accountable because creation itself, Romans 1 says, declares that there's a God. But the more light that you have, the more accountable you'll be.
Which makes you, if you are a deacon or if you're a pastor and then you continue to do things, you're probably held at a little bit more higher.
The duty of a
Absolutely.
Christian is to
Absolutely.
go out and spread the word of God and what He does and what He'll do for you and the love He has for you. So, I mean, there's a lot of work's got to be done, not just there, but I mean everywhere here. I mean, I've got to do a better job than talking about God's grace. You know, I do a little something at the end of the show, but other than that, I mean, my duty is to go out and spread God's love and lead somebody to the Lord.
Which leads us, Duncan, I've got an idea for you. Have you had a chance to watch Fletch yet?
I don't think so.
Old Chevy
Fletch-
Chase movie.
Chevy Chase, to where, you know, he gets the religion there and he goes to the foreign works ministries. We're going to teach you how to hike. Bubba, go ahead and show us your problem. We'll be right back. More to come. Those LS tractors are rolling in to Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Cicalina. Keith and the gang will have a LS tractor that fits your needs, from a professional end of it, or maybe it's just deer plots that you need a tractor for. Starting at a 26 horsepower, 40 horsepower, or even larger. Don't forget to ask about that 0% financing as well. Parts, a new tractor, or a tall tale. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. Call them at 626-8759. That's Freeman Tractor. Rockhouse Gun and Pound, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rockhouse Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rockhouse Gun and Pawn. The Scotty Ray Report studio is sponsored by Environment Masters, providing hassle-free heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical services since 1957, and now serving Meridian homeowners.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and I know it's not nice to talk about people, but sometimes you just have to, because I'm worried about somebody. Do you remember Demi Moore, who it seems like she dumped her husband for like a 18-year-old? She got rid of Bruce and ran off with an 18-year-old one time. And this is what she used to look like. Kind of remember what she looked like there. But let me show you what she looks like today. Something's not right, y'all. Somebody needs to take her some cornbread. Look at this. She is nothing but a bone nowadays. I can't tell you exactly what has happened, but she has quit eating.
Yeah. She needs to come hang out with some Southern folks for a while, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Biscuits and gravy.
Going down to the truck stop, that'll fix that.
She's working in the oil field now, you know.
And what kind is that?
She's landman. She owns the company now.
Oh, she's in, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
Not lately. And I just saw where Mark Colley is on there.
Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know. Which one is he?
He's a country singer. Even the man.
Oh, that's
even
why
the man
we don't
on the
know
moon
him.
is crying. She wants something with a ring to it, like a pretty white gown. Mark Colley, you know, Hardin County. Okay, all right, yeah, he's on there. He's playing a bad guy, I think.
So the guy, she was married to the
Like him
man
and
that
Garth
owned
room
all
together. Where is everybody?
that. Well, I remember that guy from the
Garth?
from Garth's TV thing. What do you do? When you talk documentary?
Oh, okay.
But I didn't remember his name because I didn't know he did anything.
But anyway, he was just probably more of a songwriter now than anything. But he was. Do you remember Fire Down Below with Mr. Ponytail?
Yeah, Steven Seagal.
Yeah, Steven. He was in that where they showed up at the store outside where he was loading the truck, and he whooped like 15 of them at one time.
So he's a better actor than he is a country star.
Probably. Good chance with that. So what else do we plan to do with our Londonite, our British, as you're about town?
Yeah, so we're going to, this week, so the primary thing, we've got prayer meetings going on. We got one tonight, we've got one in the morning, and then on Wednesday, they're going to be, he's going to be preaching to our students there. So if you have a teenager, we'd love for you to come out at 6 o'clock, actually 5:30, for the meal beforehand for students, middle schoolers, high schoolers. We got a few other fun events left for them, though. We're going to take them down to the Mississippi State Southern Miss game on Tuesday night.
Okay.
So we got tickets for that.
It's a
I'm not
different
going.
kind of football.
That's right. Yeah, a little baseball action, and so we got that going with them. But at this point, we're just kind of rolling forward. We've got an afternoon tea for our teenagers, which is our senior adults, on Tuesday, with our folks there. And so we just got several things left that are going to be good.
That's going to be good.
I did see one comment earlier saying no one goes to the UK for the food, so this is our one chance to show some of the best British food.
That's right. You're going to show us what's up.
Yeah.
Well, he needs to learn what that is.
Yeah, that's something you never use.
You hold it up and do this.
Is this a cowbell?
Yeah, but you got to hold it up. Hold it up.
This way?
Yep.
Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Nathan is taking us. He's very confident we're going to win, so I hope I'm a good luck charm as far as it goes.
So I don't know if that's going to help, but it might be worth.
No, that don't help us win, but we sure make a lot of racket when we do that.
It makes everybody else mad.
Yeah, they love it. They love it.
Mississippi State. One thing that I think we're going to start seeing with this is, in the future, restaurants are already planning for this. You know how you go in and you buy your number 4, whatever it is, and you get all the refills you want? Those days are starting to come to an end. Really? Restaurants have already put it out that by like 2032 that is being phased out. Now, 2 ways to look at that. Is it better for your health not to drink so much? Probably, but you're kind of paying for it.
Well, I mean, you can imagine when you go in and sit down and have a meal.
What is it, $3 for a drink now?
Oh, yeah.
Close to it.
I think you ought to get a refill.
You go refill that. You sit down, have a meal, you drink it, go get your refill. That's cool. That's not the problem.
I know where you're going.
The problem is when people take that plastic cup home and wash it out, and then they come back the next day and go in there and start refilling the cup because they've got access. And it goes along with everything else. When you put something to benefit people, and then people completely abuse the system, everyone has to pay for it. The system is constantly being abused.
I had to give Odie an amen on that, and that is the problem with that program.
I can't believe people. I mean, people actually do that?
Yes.
How tacky.
They'll leave, come back later on in the day and the next day with that same cup, trying to get it free, and it ruins it for everybody.
My wife used to be a waitress at Ryan's. We used to have a Ryan's here, right?
Yeah, sure did.
And so they would have people that would come at lunch and try to stay for dinner.
You're kidding.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, come on, man. Head on out. You've had enough at this point.
Well, that was at Dairy Queen. We never put a drink outlet in the dining room because of that. It was behind the counter.
Yeah.
You bring your cup, we would refill it because we knew you were there to eat. And then the same with ketchup. This was right here surprising. We used to have a buffet out that had extra pickles, onions, stuff like that, ketchup bottles, mustard bottles. We had to take all that up because people were sucking ketchup out of the top and then just taking bunches of pickles and everything else.
Your mama taught you better.
So, yes. And so we had to take all that up, and then that's why you can see a whole lot more packets, because you can't trust the general public to do the right thing.
But I would really rather have them fill up my drink than me. They give me a cup and I have to go fill it up. I really would.
Sure.
But that's just my 2 cents. Hey, look who was spotted around town.
Oh, was he on a date?
Elton John is coming. This is going to be the big show that is coming to City Hall.
Elton John's going to be here?
Well, he almost looks like Elton John.
I feel sorry for that
guy. Me and James went out front. If y'all haven't met James at Wideman, you have really missed a true Meridian night. He has seen it all through the years there at Wideman's. What a nice guy. But this show is coming up before you know it. And we'll have more information on it as it gets close to this. March 27th on City Hall is when that'll take place. And it's a part of the series. They're going to call it Jet Jam is what they're going to call it.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
And it's a part of Full
Rocket
Moon
Man.
on 5th. Rocket Man.
Yeah.
You can't help but like that from
That was good.
Oh,
And
the
Rocket
Sean Connery
Man
movie.
Rocket Man's one of those songs that no one ever gets the lyrics right on, because that in the chorus, what in the world is he saying there?
Everybody sings something.
Yeah, everybody sings something different.
Yeah. And then there, Trump made it popular again.
Yeah, Little Rocket Man.
I had to think about that a second, but you're
Hello,
right.
Rocket Man.
But there are just, as you point out, there's just certain songs that people always. Alabama, Feels So Right. Whisper to me softly. And the actual lyrics are breathe words upon my skin. But nobody ever gets that line right. Yeah.
I'll be. Yeah, I didn't know that one.
Anyway, just my 2 cents on that. Hey, we had some beautiful sunsets sent in this weekend. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Wow.
You can look at that as coming across that pond. A little bit of God's beauty there that was given to us to borrow for a little while. Always loved that. As we get toward the weekend, as I mentioned, we're going to have some thunderstorms moving into this upcoming weekend. Yeah. Rain's going to start on Friday. We'll have 60, 70% chance most of the weekend. So if you had an outdoor event planned, start having planned.
Well, we need it because everybody wants to burn on these windy days, and we need lots of rain because our fire departments are staying busy fighting all these brush fires. Great intention to start a little fire and burn some rubbish, but it doesn't take long to spread. And every day someone's gone out and fought fires out in the woods. So just be careful and wait for the rain to come. That's what I'm always scared that I'm the one call and say, hey, I need somebody to come help me pick up or put out a fire. And it's like, hey, emergency management guys done burned the county down. So I burned during the rain.
That kind of makes sense. Newton County last night had a lot of, they were up half the night, those guys. So if you've got a volunteer from Newton County, they're tired today. We also had one at Ponta Hills early this morning, up Highway 39, off to the right there. A little volunteer fire. A brush fire. Let me back up on that little volunteer fire.
Volunteer fire. Well, it's probably voluntarily built.
So that did happen there. As we look at numbers starting to come in, we're somewhere around a little over 500 people have perished in this war so far. Oh, wow. And that's with the attacks that the United States, but there will be casualties in war.
And that's a sad thing, and prayers go out to every single one of them and their families. We hate that it comes down to that.
But what an opportunity for the people of Iran.
Oh yeah.
Because they have been under just an absolute, tyrant, that just destroyed their lives, to be honest. You look back to the old days, the old pictures, the freedom that they had. A lot of people said they were even more Western than the West as far as it goes in their culture and their ability to do things. And it's just been an oppression over there. So what an opportunity for them.
Let me ask a question, and if I'm wrong, then I admit it. But going back to Reagan when he took office, was it Iran that had our people?
Yeah.
It seems like it. And then the moment that he took office, Reagan freed them.
Oh, they sent them back and said, here, well, there you go.
Yeah, but it was Iran that was holding
it. It was Iran.
It was a little over, how many days did they
I remember 444.
Oh, my goodness.
Because it was daily we saw on the news the hostages.
Preacher, get me right here. Brother Kenneth, because we talked about this yesterday. It was 440-something days, I do believe, that they held our guys hostage.
Wow.
While we sat back trying this diplomacy. And now you see TDS is a true thing with Trump estrangement syndrome.
Right.
Because he is 444 days. Because this is something that you hate to happen, but it needed to happen. And you've got the American parts of us who are sitting here just babbling on and on about how wrong this was and just giving fits. But yet the Iranian people are the ones who are celebrating because what they are now experiencing is freedom.
What you're getting is the narrative with our news media is twisting this.
Yes, and you got Americans going, they're not for it. The only reason they're not for it is because of TDS, because Trump did something that they never could.
Right.
Within his right. All he had to do was tell Congress within 48 hours of him doing something.
And you're going to see some attempting to the president of the U.S., whoever it may be, Republican, Democrat, or even if we had an independent, has to have that soul to protect our country at a moment's notice. He doesn't have time to go get this approved and for information to be slipped out. And that is the big thing there.
When was the last time congressional approval for a war was?
Was
That's a
it
good question.
Bush? Is that right? When
2002.
Oh, wow.
When was the time before that? Put your thinking caps on.
We would have to go back to Korea and somewhere along with Vietnam.
Even further back, okay.
1941.
World War II.
Wow.
When they attacked Pearl Harbor.
So what happened with the Vietnam War? Then
So that's where the war powers of 1973 comes in.
Okay.
And gave the president the power to do attack as long as there's an attack on the United States imminent, which it was with this. Then he can go over, and it's not really a war, but he can start his aggression for 60 days. He has to tell Congress within 2 days, 48 hours. Then he's got 60 days to get approval. And if he does not get approval, he has an additional 30 days to withdraw troops.
Oh.
So he has, by law, 90 days basically before he has to come back home. You had Obama, Libya back in 2011, Pakistan between 2009 2016, same with Yemen, same with Somalia, Iraq and Syria 2014 2016. Did you hear anybody complaining that he used that then? No.
We've got to, and again, this is a lot of faith-based involved with all of this. We can't let innocent Christians be killed and slaughtered because we'll have to answer for that.
When you also think about Iran, the financier of terrorism around the world. I mean, they're the number one. And,
number one.
And they one of their favorite phrases is "death to America."
Oh yeah.
Right. So they're biding their time until they can, but they pick off these subsidiaries and whatnot, and through their networks. And so, yeah, it was a threat.
They haven't elected a third one yet. The second one, they said he was going to take over. It was 10 minutes that he went down.
Everybody says, don't even nominate me.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll be
Talk
right
to
back.
me later.
Birthdays and a whole lot more next.
Welcome to Parker's Wholesale, located on I-59 South at Exit 80. Easy to find. Huge building. They're loaded up with toys, all your seasonal items. It's clean, it's neat, it's easy to shop. They got gloves, they got bolts of material for the people that want to redo stuff. They got plumbing, electrical, hunting items, fishing items, everything for all your needs. Go by and see them, Parker's Wholesale.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we move through this early Monday morning. As it all sets in, we're into March, the third month of the year. Wow.
Already.
It is.
Man, it is moving fast.
As someone pointed out, and I didn't realize that she'll probably be mad, as we mentioned, full moon on 5th coming the 6th. And if you look at the forecast here, what we got Friday. So I'm going to have a little discussion with her later.
Julia.
She should be nicer. My, oh my, oh my.
Yeah,
out and about all
that's
weekend
tough.
there. What do we have coming up as we get into what's going on in Collinsville? What y'all got at the church here coming up?
The biggest thing on the horizon, is Easter. Easter is just around the corner, right? The first Sunday of April this year. And as always, we've got a few things different this year that we're doing kind of leading up to that. There'll be some children's events that we have planned. Just encourage folks just to watch your social media. If you don't follow us on social media, we have a new media coordinator at a church. We've had her there. Megan is her name. We've had her since August, and man, she's doing great. And she's covering social medias I didn't even know existed. And so she's great with that. So if you don't follow us, just Collinsville FBC, social medias, and we get stuff out every week. But there's going to be children's events leading up to Easter. We always have a week of sort of quiet revival. We call that sort of for Holy Week, and so that's the biggest thing coming up. And we always have two services at Easter, an early and a late one, and when I say late, I mean later in the morning, not in the, so an early morning and a late morning service. And so we would love to have folks come out.
Always put food in there with it too.
Yeah,
we go eat breakfast and then have church.
That's right. Do y'all do the sunrise service?
We do.
Great. Yeah. We've done those in the past, at other churches. But man, so just a great season. And like I said, we're really focusing on blessing what we're calling our 20, which is our location. You remember CB Talk?
Oh, yeah.
What you 20,
That's right.
Our 20 is the Collinsville region where God has put us. And so just over the next 2 months, and of course throughout the whole year, we're going to be getting outside those church walls. And so be looking for your friends at Collinsville.
So touch on this again, Wednesday. You've got this big day with Brother Duncan that's going to be leading everything. And for the students, for the kids, is this for anybody that wants to come out there?
Anybody wants to come out. We've got something for everybody. So everybody's going to fold in. If you're middle school, high school, and then the adults, we're folding in with Duncan there with the student ministry. And then we also have, like I said, 2 other Brits that are here that are going to be teaching the children, leading the children. Brother Phil and Louise, his wife, are here. And so they've got a special, teaching time with the children. And so Wednesday night is going to be a real neat opportunity to hear. And, they've got that magical thing of that accent. You're talking about the accent earlier.
People are stuck and glued to that accent. They hear those words more than anything because they're really focused on it.
So, this Wednesday night would be great. Yeah, everything kind of really kicks off at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
But we have, Missions Cafe, and the students have a meal beforehand, so come a little early if you like something to eat.
I have a question. Did this guy not give enough of the offering plate? What happened to him here? You really were tough on him.
I might have bumped his head a little bit. Hey, this is cool though. That's Ewan, and he's from Wales, but he's been here, working with civil service or whatnot, with NAS Meridian, and he came to know Christ, and just in God's timing, it was the weekend that they were here that his baptism,
oh man, that's awesome. Yeah. That is awesome.
Fantastic. I'm glad you shared that with us there. All right, Otis, what do we got in the land of birthdays?
Well, we've got some. We really don't know how old Rush Mayad is.
Oh, Rush having a birthday?
Well, kinda. But he won't have another birthday for a couple of years because it was one of them leap years.
Oh.
So happy leap year birthday, Rush Mayad. Yesterday we saw Louise Thrash, Tiffany Gordon, Dave Miller, Mike Reed, John Pace, and Marcella Lawson had a birthday. And let's see, Melissa Catterbeck and Pat Daly's got a birthday today. Shonda Campbell had a birthday yesterday, along with Logan Tremmel turned 10 years old yesterday. So happy birthday to everyone.
Absolutely. Make sure to get those in as they come about. We'll be doing that again tomorrow there. Now, as we always do, and Duncan, we want to say thank you for coming in. It's been entertaining.
Thank you so much for having us. Appreciate it. And can I say to my daughters back home, Rose and Penny, I hope you're being a good girl for your mama while I'm away. But appreciar you having us on.
So let me ask you, so how long have you been married?
Been married since 2015.
So you hadn't thought for yourself in how long?
11 years.
Well, it's been nice to have unbroken sleep without children coming in, and to the point where actually Ben had to knock on my door just as we were coming out, hey, you need to get up. I was sleeping like a baby.
It could happen quickly.
But when you get back, it's going to be, she's going to say, I need a vacation. You keep them.
That's right. I'm on full dad duty when I get home.
That's right.
Absolutely fun having you here. And we wish everyone in your church, may God bless you and your church and strive to bring others closer to Christ as you return home there.
Cindy Garrett had a birthday. Patsy Little. Let's see.
Well, I don't know why
I think
didn't tell us
I
how
see
old
it.
she was.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there. Brother Ben, as we get ready to close the show, we turn to you to ask for some guiding knowledge. And what do you have for us today?
The book of Jonah, chapter 2, verse 9 says that salvation belongs to the Lord. What that means is that there is no other way for a person to be saved. Every single one of us, born sinners, we need a Savior. And the only way to be saved and reconciled to God is through the plan of salvation that He has in Jesus Christ. And here's the amazing thing. Salvation belongs to the Lord, but He shares it with every person who will turn from sin and trust in Christ. It's an open invitation. No matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, no matter who you are, He is ready and willing to receive you by grace through faith if you'll turn and trust in Christ, and you will be saved. And then salvation will belong to you.
All you got to do is invite Him in it.
That's right, man.
Pretty simple there. We can't thank y'all enough for being a part of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Odie, as we head out today, anything that is big happening in Meridian today that I hadn't thought of?
Yeah, nothing real big. Got a board meeting here in just a little bit. But other than that, prayers for everybody. God bless the USA. Continue to pray for not just the United States, but all countries across, and God bless Britain over there. We've got a newfound friend that's going to be with us. Don't make this your last time. Come back and continue to be with us. But just want to say good morning to everybody out there.
I got a bad feeling he's going to come back with a Copenhagen circle on his head.
Nothing wrong with that. Of course, I got it in my side pocket.
Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks for being a part of what we do.